How to remove the 6L80 transmission in your Chevrolet 1500. First, we will remove the rear drive shaft. This is held on by 4 11mm bolts and 2 U-joint straps. Using a large pry bar, pop the drive shaft from the rear differential. Be sure to have the vehicle chalked where it cannot roll when this is being done, because you will not have any park gear. The rear drive shaft in a Chevy 1500 is a critical part of the drivetrain. Its main job is simple but essential. It transfers the power from the transmission to the rear differential, which then sends that power to the rear wheels. Next, we will move on to the transmission crossmember. Remove the two 15mm nuts from the transmission mount. This is located in the center of the crossmember. With a flathead screwdriver, remove the vent hose as the mechanic does here. Before removing the crossmember bolts, jack the transmission up. You can see here how the mount is up off of the crossmember. We will now remove the crossmember bolts and nuts. There are 2 on each side. Both of the bolt head and nut are 21mm. To keep from losing the nuts, screw them back on the bolts and keep them together. Using a 15mm socket, remove the 2 bolts holding on the transmission mount. This mount physically supports the rear of the transmission, keeping it aligned with the engine and drivetrain. Inside the mount is a rubber isolator. This soaks up engine and drivetrain vibration so you don't feel it in the cab. Next, we move on to the front drive shaft. Remove the 4 11mm bolts and U-joint straps that hold it to the front differential. Using a pry bar, pop the front drive shaft out of the differential and push it up above the differential. This will help with removing it from the vehicle. On the other end of the drive shaft, use a small pry bar to slightly pry the rubber boot from the transfer case. When you shift into 4-wheel drive, the transfer case sends power forward through the front drive shaft, which then turns the front differential and drives the front wheels. Now we move to the driver's side of the transmission. Using a Torx 40 and ratchet, we will remove the 2 bolts holding the shift cable bracket. With a 15mm socket, remove the shift cable nut from the transmission. With the shift cable unhooked, feed the cable over the transfer case towards the back of the vehicle. This will help prevent from damaging the cable later. Now we will unplug the sensors on the transfer case. Push back on the grey locking tabs and push the center of the plugs to release. Remove the wiring harness from the bracket on top of the transfer case as the mechanic shows here. On the passenger side of the transmission, remove the two 10mm bolts holding on the transmission heat shield. The mechanic will now unplug the transmission, push out on the white locking tab with a flathead screwdriver. Once that is released, push up on the handle at a counterclockwise direction to release. If yours seems too stiff, spray some WD-40 to help lube the plug. Don't force this out because it is plastic and can break. When pulling the transfer case, remove the bolts from the transmission and not the nuts from the transfer case. This keeps from tearing the gasket between them. There is no gasket between the extension housing and transmission. We will now remove the 6 15mm bolts that hold the transfer case to transmission. Get a short or stubby 15mm ratchet wrench to remove the top bolts. With help from a friend, you can now remove the transfer case. It is always best to have help because these weigh close to 90 pounds. To keep the transfer case from leaking while out on the ground, slide the rear drive shaft in as the mechanic shows here. We will now start removing the exhaust. Start by spraying each exhaust nut with WD-40. This will help them come out without stripping the threads. There are 6 nuts altogether, 3 on each side of the engine exhaust. While the exhaust threads are soaking in WD-40, start unplugging the 4 oxygen sensors. There are 2 on each side of the vehicle. To unplug, push up on the white locking tab and then push in on it to release inside as the mechanic shows here. And now, with all of the oxygen sensors unplugged, we can now start removing the 6 15mm nuts on the exhaust. Now we need to remove the exhaust clamp. This one can be quite tricky if you live in a state with a lot of rust. As you see here, our clamp bolt is completely rusted and will probably break when we try to remove it. As you can see here, the head broke off of our bolt. Luckily, we have a brand new clamp we got from Amazon, listed in the link below. Now we will take a punch and hammer to separate the clamp. If the exhaust is seized together, tap it with a hammer and it will break free. To pull the exhaust down and out of the vehicle, jack up the transmission for more clearance. Now with a 10mm socket, we have several bolts to remove around the transmission. On the driver's side by the bell housing, remove the 10mm bolt and dust cover. On the driver's side of the transmission case, you will have the 10mm bolt holding a bracket for your fuel lines. Next, on the passenger side, you will have a 10mm bolt holding your transmission wiring harness. Lastly, you will have a 10mm bolt holding your starter dust cover. Now begin removing your starter by pulling out these two 13mm bolts. On top of the starter, you will have a 10mm bolt holding on a heat shield. Remove this bolt so you can slide the starter back. Your battery should be disconnected before unbolting the starter. We will now push the starter back and remove the plastic dust cover. This will allow us access to the torque converter bolts. With a small screwdriver or pick, remove the metal dust cover from the bottom of the bell housing. The mechanic can now use a large, flat-headed screwdriver to spin the flex plate through that dust cover hole. He will spin the flex plate until he sees a converter bolt in the starter hole. Using a short 15mm socket and ratchet, start taking out the 3 torque converter bolts. It is much easier if you use a 15mm socket that's about 1 inch long, as you see here. As you see, the mechanic is using the large flathead screwdriver to hold the flex plate in place as he removes the bolts. We now have all 3 removed. You should be able to freely spin the torque converter now. Now we move on to the bell housing bolts and nuts. Starting with the nuts, there are 3 13mm nuts holding the filler tube, the vacuum hose bracket at the very top, and the bracket holding the fuel lines on the top driver's side. With those out of the way, start removing the 8 15mm bell housing bolts. Be sure to have a jack under the transmission through this process. We usually try to leave one on each side for the final drop. With 3 bell bolts remaining, we will remove the thermostat block that's held on by a 13mm bolt. We save this for last so transmission fluid doesn't drip the whole time we remove the transmission. Remove the final bolts. We always leave one in each side before we remove the transmission. Be sure everything is unplugged and your jack is under the transmission. These transmissions are very heavy and can easily slide off of a jack. For safety, you will want to strap the transmission to the jack. With all of the bell housing bolts removed, we can now pry the transmission away from the engine. And this is how you successfully remove the 6L80 transmission from your Chevrolet 1500. I hope this video helps you guys. Please give a like and subscribe.